Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of 108 Healing Senses with the lovely Starseed Lø Lø, otherwise known as Laura Ferguson, channeling for today. So, thank you so much for coming back on the show, and we're starting up something new together. So, I suppose, would you like to introduce the concept of this show now, and or just these conversations that we'll have in channelings, for the audience?
Yes, thank you, Jennifer, for having me on again and for doing this in a partnership. So Jennifer and I are going to do a channel show every 2 weeks, and we're going to go about 30 minutes. And if it takes a little longer, depending on the subject, then we'll go a little longer.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think these certainly are times, and it's becoming more and more apparent with people's things being revealed to them about themselves and also about the world, that often there are moments of wondering, what direction can I be going in? And I do trust that this will be a space that will be able to help people remember their own inner strength, as well as connection to divinity, and also direction to take to better themselves and their families and beyond.
That's right.
Yeah. So what would you have been having any feelings? I know we're kind of in the run up to Christmas now, and the holiday season, and it could be quite stressful for families and individuals. Are there any aspects of that you feel you'd like to cover today? Or, I mean, how would you like to take this?
I say we just go straight in channeling and see what they have to say.
Lovely. Okay. Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I suppose whenever you're ready, and I'll follow your lead.
All right, let's go. The grays are back.
Lovely. Thank you for joining us today for this session. Is there a particular someone that we can call you or refer to you, or would you just like to go straight into the message that you would like to share with us today?
We don't go by names. However, we are a gray collective, and we mostly work with Gaia in the hybrid programs.
That's really interesting. So you're working alongside Gaia.
Yes.
Beautiful. And have there been any particular messages that you would like to bring forth today in this session?
We are not able to feel emotions. However, it doesn't mean that we do not love humanity. And we hope that humanity feels the same about us and each other.
Yes, it's certainly a place I wish for everyone to be.
It starts within and will show without the moment you decide within to have self-love. Self-love is important. It creates the ability and space to love others when we love ourselves first.
Absolutely. Are there any ways that you could offer those listening into this conversation that would be able to help them during this time for self-love?
Writing or speaking out loud why you love yourself, and then connect the dots and how you can keep your vibration high and what you love to do.
Wonderful.
Sometimes writing a list is helpful. I love myself because of write the list. Or for example, after that, I am in my highest frequency when I, and write the list and follow that.
Love that. Nice and simple ways to reprogram our thoughts and change our thoughts into our physical reality as well.
Exactly. It also costs nothing to be nice to yourself and to love yourself. If you feel a heavy burden, those are generally programmings that you are carrying from others, because it is light of your own energy and your own beliefs. Anything heavy or negative seeming does not belong to you. Therefore, you can release it.
And what would be ways for people to be able to release that emotion, the things that they've been burdening themselves with from others? Are there any particular ways that you know of or you experience yourself that helps to bring balance?
Forgiveness. You don't have to forget. Forgiveness is for you, even if the other person is not aware. Everything, every experience, every interaction is for the highest good, even if it's painful or seems or feels negative in that moment and after. There is no past. Therefore, when you're reliving these experiences, you are recreating them by choice, and you can choose not to.
That's great. Thank you. I actually wanted to ask about 3-Eye Atlas, because as of late, I'm not sure whether it is a heightening of energy on the planet because of that anomaly, shall we say, or if it is just a general heightening. The veil seems to be thinner right now, and emotions are bubbling to the surface, or things are happening. Is there anything that you are in a space to relay about what's happening right now to the collective consciousness on Earth?
The frequencies are getting higher. This also includes more solar CME, coronal mass explosions, more sightings of comets and near Earth objects, with not only better technology, but heightened frequencies of the scientists who are finding them. This is normal in the cycle of this version of Gaia, and there should not be any fear-mongering connected with the solar activity or space activity, because consciousness will not allow the world to quote unquote end at this time.
Thank you for saying that, because I'm sure that is a fear that many souls may have on Earth right now, and I constantly feel it every day. Is whatever you choose to keep and hold your attention on will grow and manifest into further reaches of your reality than you could potentially even understand. And if that you hear the rustling in the background, it's a bag that's moved, and I would also take that as confirmation of this call as well for energies purpose sakes.
Furthermore, it does not mean that we do not honor difficulties of humans in the realm. You are versions of us. We are versions of you. And we all have soul agreements for the hybrid programs. You are the 6th race. The hybrids are the 5th race. We can no longer produce after we cut off the ability to feel emotions. Therefore, we apologize for not having much emotion. However, we are still empathic with the humans as other versions of us.
Can I ask what led you to, as a race, wanting to disconnect from your emotions?
Violence, war, and the like. We felt it would stop that, which it did. However, it also stopped all the good that came with the emotions, such as reproduction and having feelings.
Do you feel that might be something that the Greys may eventually return back to?
Not in this dimension.
Thank you
There
for
are
answering.
other versions of us and yourselves that live together as we are humanoids who went down a different path.
And how does it work? I know parallel dimensions, parallel lives where these different scenarios play out. How is it that individually we can all attune to our highest timeline, therefore the most collective highest timeline for all? Do you have any do you have any recommendations?
Doing what you love. More importantly, being yourself. If you are not acting as yourself, you are doing yourself a disservice, and therefore humanity a disservice. When you are true to yourself, this helps the whole collective, not just yourself. If you have a desire to do something, you should act upon it.
I love that. And how does that normally come across for people? That how do they know when it's a true inner desire versus an external projection desire for you to experience something?
You can feel the difference in your internal compass of how you feel joy when you are doing something that you love. True joy in the moment and bliss, to the point where you actually lose track of time. On the flip side, if you're doing something out of anxiety and it doesn't feel quote unquote good, this is how you can tell the difference.
Yeah, thank you. It's good to listen.
You're welcome.
Listen to the body's whispers and yells. Are there any other pieces of information that would benefit the collective, benefit humanity and Gaia and all those living creatures that are here right now?
Don't pass judgment on others. Judgment is a joy thief, much like comparison, but much worse version of it. Unconditional love is unconditional. Energy is not actually duality or right and wrong, up and down, left or right. It just is. Discernment is different. Discernment is trusting your inner compass, not out of anxiety or fear, out of what's best for yourself and the good of all.
Beautiful. Thank you. But were there any messages that you wanted to bring forth for Laura today as well?
She questions the channeling. And we keep telling her, keep going. All of us, including yourselves, are portals. You blossom as you follow what you love. That is a direct connection from your higher self. You know what you love, therefore you should know what you should be doing.
Yeah, I know on my personal journey, it took me a while to kind of take the layers back as to what I truly desired from life, really connecting to my higher self through kind of taking the layers back and down, just learning to trust myself, learning to trust these whispers that come through, and keep following that path that feels the most magnetic, the most bright, and the idea of joy that comes to you thinking about wanting to do a certain activity, a purpose, a joy. So everyone should be on
something else up. We apologize, but we thought of something else. If you'd like to finish.
Please. No, please. That's all.
We thought of wounded healer when you were speaking this right now. Does that have any meaning?
Wounded healer, yes. Yeah, that certainly has been my journey, my personal journey. I suppose not everyone has that journey. Some may.
Laura has that journey as well, and we'd like to speak a bit about trauma and dark night of the soul or depression. Yeah. There is a purpose for physical pain, emotional pain, these experiences that a soul might choose in that moment. You have the greatest potential for growth in these moments. That is the main purpose of them. Generally, they spur the individual to realize they are awakened, and they are always awakened. They are not just starting an awakening journey. This is an infinite experience. Almost like an experiment.
I suppose there are also an infinite amount of lifetimes that we could possibly have as well, if there is no time and things keep contracting and growing. I suppose now we're getting quite into the deeper source of life, but really how that life, death, rebirth, that cycle continues to flow around. And is it do you know, or can you say how when we have these different lifetimes, there will be different layers of what you can and can't remember from previous lifetimes?
The thinning of the veil is your choice, your choice only. Therefore, if in this container you wish to remember 40%, you will remember 40%. If you have a roommate or a family member and they choose to remember 2%, that's what they will experience. That can fluctuate throughout your lifetime based on your choice.
Do you feel that choice also comes down to the soul, at a soul level? being a wounded healer, and in the next life they're like, I don't want to remember the bad stuff. I'd like to be able to process it and, you know, it become a jewel rather than something that keeps you weighted down.
We are laughing inside, not at you, because it all happens at once.
Mm.
Yes, that means you are dying and being reborn in experience only. There is no solid matter. It's an experience only, an immersion pod for a soul connected via oversouls.
Can you talk more about soul family and oversouls and the depth of that today?
Yes, oversouls are infinite, just like the soul experience. Sometimes we meet someone or interact and feel like a kindred spirit. Strong connection, no explanation. That is generally a soul family.
Mm.
Or we seem to have a natural talent for doing something or a service or be an artist. Anything really. That is tapping into alternate realities where we are doing those things because we are connected as one and we can tap into infinite gifts. This is why some children are born able to speak multiple languages and expertly play music and so on.
And how is it that they are remembering, or their gifts have been activated in them but not in others?
Their veil is very thin, thinner than most.
On an individual basis, as you're saying, every individual has the ability to keep things quiet, or their veil will be thinning or thinner. What are the steps for people to have that experience if they were to do it consciously?
Desire, belief. Most of the time, they don't believe they are limitless. Therefore, they are not.
Right. So really we have to
You are
think
what
our
you,
reality. Sorry.
yes, you are what you think you are. You are what you think you're not.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like the schooling systems and those that may have had a wounded childhood themselves have these words or phrases that are so destructive on self-esteem and self-value and self-worth, that until they become very conscious for people to stop using them in their language, you know, that those programs will continue throughout our communities. Is there anything that we can do individually and collectively to help change that?
What somebody else thinks of you is none of your business. What we see with the humans, they are highly concerned as a collective of what other people think of them. And instead of acting on their true heart, passion, they act on what others want for them instead until they have a breakdown. That can be avoided by understanding everybody's journey is their own. Therefore, what they think of you is none of your business.
Well said. what are other situations where people might have a mental health breakdown? I know I've had a few in my past, but it would be interesting to hear what it from your side of things.
It's important to do for yourself, however that looks. Mental breaks is what Laura calls them. It can be a short walk, listening to music. For Laura, the highest and fastest way to do this is not only to listen to music, to sing it. For some, they prefer dancing. Physical movement snaps you out of the funk quick. Does this help?
It does. It does. You've touched on the solution, and I wonder also, I suppose labels can be useful for things, but it can also put people in a box, and they may feel like they're trapped there and they can't remove that label and move on with their lives. But there are different ways for people to get to that breaking point. Are there any red flags for people to watch out within themselves or others, so they can prevent or redirect the energy so an emotional break doesn't happen?
Yes, few ways. Generally, that comes from peer pressure and groupthink. Doesn't have to be a cult mentality, but it can be. If something doesn't feel right to you to do or to say, you can say nothing and do nothing. You do not have to be combative. You just choose not to participate. That's one option. Another thing is to have a conversation with your higher self, which is you. How does this feel to me? What I'm being asked to do or say? Or simply, does this feel right? First answer is generally accurate. No, this does not feel right. This is not you. Yes, this is a new experience. I love it. It's going to be one or the other.
I love that. Yeah, it's a good way to train your inner compass. I do that all the time, and it's a very, very perfect tool for speaking to your higher self. Thank you for sharing that.
Welcome.
Lovely. So we're coming up to the 30-minute mark actually now. We've got some, oh, lovely. We've had some lovely messages. Thank you for being on, whether you're watching live or on the replay. I was just going through. Lovely. So are there any other wisdom or pearls of wisdom or guidance that you would like to share on this platform today to our beautiful audience that are listening and watching?
We are aware of how difficult the human experience can be. However, the universe in its infinity is more good than anything else and is neutral to neutral positive. We do not want you to feel as if you are alone, because you are everything and everything is you. The poet Rumi said something to the effect of being a drop in the ocean actually has the ocean within the drop.
Beautiful. That is the unity consciousness.
Yes.
Lovely. Thank you so much. Are there any last words that you would like to share?
Do what you love. That's it.
Perfect. There you go. You heard it. You heard it here. do what you love, and do it with that whisper in your heart, knowing that you are going in the right direction, and to trust yourself. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. And if you would like to join us again, though, you are most welcome. Laura, thank you. Laura, are you ready to return?
She is.
Yes, wonderful. Okay, so we'll do 5 to 1 to wake up. So 5 and 4, you're coming back into your body. 3 and 2, you're wiggling your fingers and your toes. Number 1, you are opening your eyes, you're feeling fully grounded and ready for the day and feeling peaceful and energized. Nice.
Hello.
Hi. That was wonderful.
I'm speechless.
Do you remember much of what came through?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Mostly about doing what you love and wounded healer, which they caught on to for both of us, but you in particularly initially.
Yeah. It's well, I suppose you can teach what you've been through. So, you know, the lessons have all been there for the both of us, so we can create solutions for the world to benefit from that. So, yeah, that was a really beautiful channeling, and it felt very divine for this moment in time. To just follow that whisper.
Exactly. Sounds simple, but it's true.
Yeah. And takes practice as well, especially the not judging, not to compare yourself with others either, and or have that group think of, oh, I'm pressured into going in a certain direction, or you know, doing a certain job, or whatever it might be, family, relationships. That having that inner authority was critical. Very, 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 very important for keeping yourself complete emotionally and mentally, spiritually and physically as well. That would be my synopsis of what came through.
Yeah, and they want me to work on that too, which is why they brought it out.
Yeah. And sometimes the things that cause a trigger, or cause like a, oh yeah, there, you touched on that. Yeah, that's definitely an area of inner reflection and taking things to the next level of love, self-love, and forgiveness, whatever that may look for each and every single one of us. So yeah,
exactly. Yeah, I love the message, and I love how they brought up trauma. That trauma has a purpose.
Yeah. It is that piece of coal, when forged under pressure, gets turned into a diamond, and it really does, because at each level, if you're able to get through it, you gain all of these new skills and resilience, and doesn't matter what pace you're going at, as long as you keep wanting to improve yourself and your circumstances, life will do that around you when you put the effort into. Yeah,
that's true. The reality is already there of what we desire. We just need the frequency to get there.
Yeah, ride it like a wave. I'm not very good at surfing, but in my head, that's kind of what it's like. Catch that wave. That's the direction
surfing.
to go. Yeah, virtual surfing. Yeah, energetic virtual surfing. Oh, wonderful. Is there anything you'd like to share before we complete for today?
I love the channeling, and I need to take their advice.
Yes, and the same for me as well. It's always good to get the little reminder. Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming on. And for anyone that is still listening, how can people get to you? I will put the banner back on. Now I've got the right banner on. So where can people find you?
Starseed Lø Lø on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and under music platforms.
Perfect. I did finish listening to your podcast, your audio book on Spotify, and it was very good. Really enjoyed it. Really takes you there. It's very visceral. So I would highly recommend everyone go over to Spotify. And what's it called again? How can people find your book?
The Entanglement, Planet X, and Mars on Spotify, Apple, and Google Play Books.
Perfect. Lovely.
And I'm glad you liked it, Jennifer. That was my intention, to have a full immersive experience as if you were there again.
Yeah, you really captured it. Your story writing is exceptional, and the way you say it as well, it really kind of draws you in. So thank you. I'm sure it will enlighten and inspire those to think or feel something a little wider than their current reality. So yeah, very cool. Go check it out.
Thank you.
Yeah, pleasure. And yeah, if you want to connect with me, I've actually just started a Botanical members circle where I will be sharing wisdom from the week of me, from my gardening job and the information that I received through that experience, and then also how to use the plants in your day-to-day. So that's my current offering, which is I'm really excited to build, actually, because everything's interconnected and plants are life. So I love the plants, feed the plants, and help the plants grow. Nice.
Which I highly recommend, because I have a black thumb and I kill everything. So I'm looking forward to hearing more about it.
Okay, excellent. We'll discuss more. Yeah, we'll do the Q&A and what can help as well.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Thank you for now. We'll see you. Did we say it will be next? What did we say the next date for this would be for going live?
I believe the 18th will be the next
18th.
one.
Perfect. So that will be next week.
Yep.
All right, for December, and then we'll have Christmas to do family things, and then get right back into it in January on the 8th, I believe. So
Yes.
we'll be and then we'll be doing these every couple of weeks and get some useful insights and just remembrance of what would be useful to do right now. Right here, right now. Wonderful. Do you have any last words you'd like to share, Laura?
No, just I appreciate it, and bye for now.
Cool. Lovely. Bye for now.